Nice. All right. Welcome, everybody. Are we live on Instagram too?
Yep.
Nice. Hey!
This is genius.
What's genius?
This class.
Is genius?
Apparently.
This
What's
is
up?
Genius.
Alright.
Nice. Welcome. Let people trickle on. So we're starting a 30-day class series. Today is the first class in a series of classes introducing you to the no apologies lifestyle, not people pleasing, not apologizing for your existence, living a life that's focused on you and expanding you and how that expands everything, including all of the relationships in your life. Maybe you have noticed by now that people pleasing doesn't always give you the result that you think it will. Or maybe you're here because you're just like, I actually don't even know if I am people pleasing or what it is. And that's what this class is about today. So we're gonna get into what is people pleasing, first of all, like what the hell is it? And second of all, what isn't people pleasing? When I was doing a lot of people pleasing in my life, there was a long period of time that I thought that was just being nice. I thought a lot of the people pleasing behaviors that I was doing were just like being a good person. Like, this is just what you do to be a good person. Also, hi Instagram, if I'm not looking at one of these cameras, it's because we have two going right now. So I got two cameras. But anyways, the point is, there was a long time where I just thought it was normal. I did not know the difference. And now, thankfully, I do know the difference. And it's a lot simpler than you might think. So, first of all, I want to start by asking a question. What do you already see as people pleasing? If anything, what is it to you? Go ahead, take a second, put it in the chat, write it down. What is it to you? Maybe you've never even asked yourself the question. Like, what is my idea of what people pleasing is? Maybe you have an idea that it's good, or it's bad, or it's right, wrong. It's doing something nice for people. It's abandoning yourself. What is it to you? And then my lovely assistant / co-pilot Sam is gonna come and read some responses for me, if there are any so far.
Waiting for approval.
Ooh, waiting for approval. Okay, wait, let's go on. Let me put this on the board. Anything else? Just waiting for approval. That's all we got so far.
Afraid to say no.
Ooh, being afraid to say no. All right.
Changing your outfit based on what someone else says you should do.
I have a feeling you may have watched one of my videos. Changing your outfit. You know, this one shows up in all kinds of different ways too. On someone else's opinion. Anything else?
Lots of them.
Okay.
Gaslighting yourself out of your needs.
Gaslighting yourself out of your needs. That's pretty good. What else?
Fawning, going with the flow.
Fawning, going with the flow. Alright, that's a good list. That's a good list. You can keep putting them in the chat. You're more than welcome to keep listing all of your people pleasings. But let's go over these. So we got waiting for approval. Alright, the way I interpret this is the whole, actually there's two ways I interpret this. Is the situation where you're waiting for someone else to approve your decision before you make it, or like approve, like, is this good, before you share something with the world. That type of waiting for approval. Also, waiting for approval after you do something. You gonna tell me I did a good job? Was it good? Did you like that? Did you like it? This is a funny one too that shows up, is like you make someone food and they eat all of it, and then you're like, was that good? And they're like, I literally ate the whole thing. Waiting for approval. Okay, being afraid to say no. Again, shows up in so many freaking ways. Being afraid to say no to someone's requests, to not wanting to do something. Being afraid to say no to your boss about more work. That one shows up all the time. Being afraid to say no to just not even wanting to eat something someone made you. Changing your outfit based on someone else's opinion. I'm very, very familiar with this one. Did that for a lot of years. This one also shows up in the whole like, yeah, so what are you wearing tonight? Or are we wearing dresses? Are we dressing up? Are we dressing down? Type of vibe. Gaslighting yourself out of your needs. That one's funny. That one's like more of a, it's like a byproduct. Fawning. I actually don't know if I even know what that one means. Do you know what that means?
Yeah, it's like treating someone like they're fragile. Like,
Oh.
is that okay? Like,
Are you okay?
yeah.
You're fine. Okay, gotcha.
Is this okay?
Is
Was that too
Is it okay
harsh?
if I ask you this question?
Yeah.
Okay, got you. Alright. Going with the flow. Just going along with whatever happens. I don't want to mess up anything or have too many opinions or get in the way. Mess up the vibe. Alright, so these are all examples where people pleasing can show up. However, it's actually a lot simpler than this. But before we get there, let's talk about the other side. What is not people pleasing? So put that one in the comments. What is not people pleasing to you? So these are all examples of what it is, and what it do. So what is not people pleasing? What's an example of something that you're like, oh, this is not people pleasing?
Enforcing boundaries.
Enforcing boundaries. All right. Give me some more.
Walking to the beat of your own drum.
Walking to the beat of your own drum. How about some scenarios? Like, what are some specific things that you do that are not people pleasing?
Saying no, but thanks for asking.
Say no, but thanks for asking.
Oh yeah, people are confused by the title on the board.
Oh, okay. That was just the title of the class, but now my question is, what is not people pleasing? What was that last one? Saying no, but what?
No, but thank you.
No, but thank you.
Yeah.
But
Saying, I don't give a fuck.
saying I don't give a fuck. Okay.
Telling the truth. Feeling your needs and wants before giving an answer.
Okay. Did it say feeling?
Feeling.
Fulfilling.
Feeling.
Okay. I'll take one more,
Mm-hmm.
if there is one.
Not agreeing with everyone else's opinion.
Okay. Okay, it's quite the list. We got quite the list for both. So, now we've got enforcing boundaries. Walking to the beat of your own drum, whatever that means to the person who wrote it. Saying no, but thank you. No, but thank you, specifically. Saying I don't give a fuck. Telling the truth. Feeling your needs/wants before giving an answer, and not agreeing with everyone else's opinions. Now, these are all right. But again, like I said before, it's actually a lot simpler than this. And this is part of the reason why people pleasing even happens in the first place. All of these ideas. All of these ideas of what is people pleasing and what's not. Literally. And you could take all of these and actually, let's just do a nice little demonstration. You could take all of these not people-pleasing behaviors and actually turn them into people-pleasing behaviors. Maybe you learned along the way that somebody in your experience loves when people set boundaries. It's really attractive to them. They're like, you know what? I only like being around people who set boundaries and enforce them. So you're like, oh, okay, that's what I can do to receive love here. So let me start enforcing boundaries. And suddenly, this isn't actually any longer not people-pleasing. It is. I'll walk you down the rabbit hole. Walking to the beat of your own drum. Okay. Well, again, let's take another situation, right? You have an idea of walking to the beat of your own drum. And maybe you've built up these ideas of what that looks like for you. You're like, when I walk to the beat of my own drum, this is how I act in this specific way. And you pick up validation along the way. And you're like, oh my God, when I do this, like, people like this. They like this from me. They're happy. They seem happy. So then all of a sudden, walking to the beat of your own drum becomes a performance to please people as well. Okay, let's do another one. Saying no, but thank you. So you're in a situation where you're like, nah, fuck you. That's really what you want to say. But you're like, it would probably be rude if I said that. So I have to say no, but thank you. I have to say thank you. Because, you know, that's the right thing to do. Now you're people pleasing again. You see what road we're traveling down together? Saying I don't give a fuck, same thing. Maybe you do give a fuck. Maybe you do give a fuck, but you're still saying no. You're like, you know what? I fucking give a hella shits about this. I give so many fucks. But no. But I'm gonna say I don't give a fuck because, you know, that's what I think will make me cool. Okay, what about telling the truth? Damn. You would think telling the truth is for sure not people pleasing, but damn, that could also be people pleasing. If you're going out of your way to tell the truth about something you don't actually feel inspired to talk about because you just feel like it's going to get you some validation or earn some brownie points. Maybe you're snitching on somebody. You're like, I need to tell you this because this person told me and now we're going to be cool, right? All right. Now, whoever put this answer, feeling your needs / wants before giving an answer, really came about spot on with where I'm going with this whole point. I could have went down the whole first list too and given you examples about how everything that you put on the board, everything that I put on the board, because you didn't write this on the board, but you came up with it, could have also been not people-pleasing in another context, in another situation. And we could go down the rabbit hole forever and give a bajillion and 50 reasons for why we do these things. But to make it really, really simple for you, it all comes down to the feelings. It all comes down to the feeling. Whether you're people-pleasing or you're not. It's interesting. I literally just had this conversation inside our community the other day. Yesterday, actually. Because someone had given me this example. He goes, the last time I said yes to something when I really wanted to say no was my dad had asked me to give him a ride to the golf course. And he goes, I really wanted to say no because I was afraid of missing out on coming to your class. And so I was like, oh no, like I really want to say no, but I also felt inspired to drive him and I feel so much appreciation for being able to do that for my dad. And so he's like, you know, clarifying, is this people pleasing? Like, what is this? What's going on? And I said, okay, how did you feel when this came up? How did you feel in your body? Like literally, how did your body feel when he asked you, can you drive me to the golf course in 10 minutes? And inevitably, throughout our conversation, he's like, well, I felt appreciation. I felt like I was inspired to do it. I was inspired to drive him. And I felt good after. Like I felt really good about the whole experience. I was just worried about missing out by not being to your class live yesterday. And he goes, okay, so that was just, you know, the fear of missing out coming in these stories and whatever. And that is a perfect example of how doing things for other people, answering someone's request for help or for assistance with something or for you to do something for them, isn't always people-pleasing. It's not always people-pleasing to care about the people in your life, to actually want to do things for them, to want to give, to want to be helpful, to want to go out of your way to miss out on something that you had like intended on doing to help them. But the key thing is, how do you actually feel about it? Because if you're not paying attention to your feelings and how you feel, you could sit there and tell yourself, oh, well, you know, I really should stay and do what I wanted to do Because otherwise, if I go and drive my dad, even though I feel really inspired to do it, that might be people pleasing. It's like, at that point, you just have yourself wrapped up in so many stories, you're so confused, how could you even move forward? It's the same thing with deciding that one thing is people pleasing and one thing isn't. One specific behavior is people pleasing and one specific behavior is not. That situation, someone could look at it and say, well, that's abandoning myself because I had already decided I wanted to go to this class. But what are your feelings telling you? And not the ideas that you've been given about what is right and what's wrong and what is supposedly people pleasing and what is paying attention to yourself. So when you pay attention to your feelings, you get away from all the stories, you get away from all the ideas. You get away from, oh, well, this has to be a certain way. And you get to break out of that confliction, that constant feeling of like, oh, like which way do I go? Oh, I was doing this because I thought this was me being, true to myself, and you get locked away in this feeling of just like trapped shit. And then even, it's like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. You do the thing that you're inspired to do, but you're telling yourself that you shouldn't be doing it because that might be abandoning yourself, and then you're like, oh fuck, I thought I was doing something that was helpful to me, but now it's not, and it's just fucked. Because how do you feel after that whole cycle of confusion? You're like, I don't even know. Maybe you do make the decision to do the thing that you're inspired to do, but you can't even enjoy it because you have so many ideas in your head about what's right and wrong. It's all about the feelings. When you pay attention to what's going on inside your body and the feelings that you have, you can always know if you're following your own compass, that internal guidance, intuition, whatever you want to call it, that connection. Or if you're looking at the people around you and going, I have to make your reality better. So, I'm going to give you a very, very simple thing that you can do to identify this. And you can do it literally right now, once this class is over, once this stream ends. What you're going to do is you're going to pick something to do. Okay? For someone else. Some sort of act of appreciation for someone in your experience. Okay? But you're going to pick it with your feelings. So what you're going to do is pick someone. It can be anyone, someone you love, someone you appreciate in your experience. And you're going to come up with an idea of a way that you can offer appreciation to them. And then you're going to check with your feelings. You're going to check with your feelings. You're going to be like, okay, do I actually feel inspired to do this? This whole journey of learning how to stop people-pleasing and be unapologetic with your experience requires you to slow down so much. Like, you have the attention span of a fucking squirrel. And you have to be willing to actually take that second to check in with your feelings before you respond to something, before you act upon it. Let yourself be like, okay, hold on. You may come up with an idea right away, and then your feelings are like, no, we don't actually want to do that. So it's very important that you check in. And if you're wondering how you know based on your feelings, You know that feeling that you get when you're like excited about something, you're excited about doing something, you like something, your favorite food, you get to go to your favorite place, you get to watch your favorite show, you're so excited to come home and watch your favorite show because a new episode came out. That feeling of like, that's your yes. You want to know what a no feels like? You know that one time you ate a food that you were like, this is fucking disgusting? So much that you either almost threw up or spit it out. You're like, ugh. Your whole body's like, ugh. It may not feel that exaggerated in the moment when you're coming up with the idea, but you will notice the difference between the feeling when you slow down enough. So, pick someone in your experience to appreciate. Do something for them. But check in with yourself before you do it. Now, you may become aware of some people-pleasing behaviors right away by doing this. Because you may have some initial thought, you're like, oh, I know exactly what I'm going to do for that person because they love when I do this. And then all of a sudden your body's like, nope, but we don't love when we do this. Pay attention to that feeling. Pay attention to it. And just stop yourself dead in your tracks and just be like, okay. Because your feelings will allow you to continue to give in your relationships. They will allow you to continue to provide things for other people, to help other people, to appreciate them, to even get them gifts, to create experiences for them, all kinds of stuff. But in a way that feels inspired for you. In a way that also is equally exciting for you, that you feel good about, that you feel energized about, that you can do and give and not leave the experience being like, fuck, feel like shit. I'm so drained. Ugh, I wish I would have done something that I was actually having fun with. Okay? Sam, do you got anything? Yeah. Before we're done.
Complete everything?
That completes everything, unless we have any questions. I will take 2 questions. Do you have any questions?
Yes, let's get some questions in this bitch.
I'll take 2. Thanks for holding your questions till the end. If you put any questions and we didn't see them, it's because we didn't see them.
Hi, Zymerist. What's up? Okay, yes. We'll take a couple questions.
2 questions, one from Instagram and one from TikTok. If you got one, put it in the chat now.
Put it in the chat now. Surely someone has a question. Great advice. Great success.
I know, when there's no questions, it's like, it was that simple. What question could you really have? Like, I mean, really. It would just be like, you just want to hear more of my voice, which I can understand.
For real. All right. Well, I will say that for those of you... Oh. How do I finally stop people pleasing for people to stay in my life?
Ooh. That's a good question. How do you know they won't stay? How do you know they won't stay? Your question is a perfect demonstration of why you continue to do it.
Boom.
You have bought into the idea that everybody's going to leave if you stop. But you don't actually know that. And you don't actually know that if they did all leave, that you wouldn't have people who do accept you the way you are that just pop into your experience right after.
They keep leaving whenever I am myself because they feel mistreated. Okay.
Well, okay, fair enough. But do your relationships feel a little bit like a... Come up here, Sam, let me demonstrate it.
Oh, good.
Like a hug that feels like this. Oh. It's like they're there, but you're like, oh.
Yeah. Oof, tough.
Because this is my experience, and this is the last thing I'll say on the people pleasing. When you're people pleasing, and that's your relationships, you feel like that, like, oh my God, if I be myself, if I actually say what I really want to say, if I stop saying yes to everything, they're gonna leave. Your relationships, they're already not even really there. Yeah. They're like filling space, but you feel just as alone in those relationships as you do by yourself.
Woof.
And, light at the end of the tunnel, when I stopped people pleasing and started letting myself own my shit audaciously, guess what? People did leave. There were a lot of people who left, who I left as well. But the people who replaced them were people who don't have any expectations of how I act to receive love. Mic drop.
Boom.
All right, take it away.
All right, real quick.
One last thing. For those of you who've been listening to this class and you're like, okay, I want to experience what it's like to have relationships where I don't have to people please for them to stay around, and I want to know what it's like to really be me and have friends and people who love me, we have a special mini course for you. Send us a DM. It's called From Pleaser to Powerful. Send us a DM. We'll hook you up with the link. We can help you out with any other questions you have. And when you DM us right now, we'll give you a bonus document that goes along with the course, okay?
10 ways to say no without apologizing.
Yes, that's the document. 10 ways to say no without apologizing. So DM us. Thank you for being here. We are continuing these classes for the next 29 freaking days because we're on like a 30-day thing here. So come back. You want to start getting out of your people pleasing right now, send us a DM. We'll hook you up. And see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, same time.
Same place.
Adios.
Bye.